Good morning, everyone. We're excited to be today here. And we're going to get started just in a minute. Once again, this is ASFI third annual virtual conference and bootcamp. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, distinguished participants and esteemed facilitators, colleagues, and friends. Welcome to day 2 of our third annual conference and bootcamp. I am delighted really to have you back today for this inspiring, intellectual, stimulating day 1. Yesterday set a powerful tone with rich conversations. In fact, if you missed yesterday, indeed you have missed a lot. However, today is another day. So today we'll continue with the same energy, the same shared commitment. So as you begin day 2, I want to invite everyone to settle in, stay attentive, prepare for a more exciting lineup of session, expert presentation, interactive engagement designed to strengthen our capacity, and much more important, having a rich time for our bootcamp. So on behalf of our ASFA leadership and planning committee, we want to thank you for your active participation and enthusiasm. I'm trusting that today we're going to work together. So before we get started, I'll be inviting our leaders to share with us what we have today regarding the conference and the bootcamp. And thereafter, we'll take some teasers, we'll take some, so I will just invite Dr. Samuel Abanibe, who is the chair for the 2023-2025 Conference Planning Committee, and thereafter, Dr. Eunice, who is the chair of Bootcamp Planning Committee 2025. And the next word you hear is the voice of Dr. Samuel. Dr. Samuel, you're on board.
Okay. Good morning, colleagues. I'm very excited to...
Dr. Sam, are you here?
Yeah. Can you hear me? I'm speaking now.
We hear you. We hear you.
Loud and clear. I can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jerry. I want to appreciate you as you have been an anchor for this event. And on behalf of the planning committee, I want to welcome all of us again to the day 2 of our conference and bootcamp events. Of course, I am very sure that all of us had a very interesting time yesterday. And of course, we had a lot of impactful insights from our conference and bootcamp yesterday. So today it's promised to be very interesting. So today I want to enjoy us to settle down and get set for today. And I'm using this to welcome us, all of us, to today's event. The conference today is going to focus more on from this morning till 12 p.m. GMT. And of course, after that time, after lunch, we'll go into the bootcamp activity. For today, we're going to start after this welcome. We are going to have a recap of our first day activity, which is going to come up one of us, Dr. Kesia. She's going to give us a recap of what happened yesterday, giving us some key insights and action points that we need to know. And of course, Dr. Jerry also will come up to give us some ice breaking, and we'll also get some information about what's were evaluated from yesterday's presentation by Dr. Herman. Thereafter, we are going to enjoy some teaser from Dr. Jerry as well. Then after that, we'll move straight, after the opening session, the welcoming, we are going to move straight to the keynote speech. And I trust that all of us are set to listen to the keynote speaker for today, which is Professor Fatai ARM. He's going to speak to us and going to enjoy us on the topic on Pan-African research collaboration, the power of home diaspora connectivity. So I enjoy us to sit tight and listen to that that program rather. Then after that keynote speech today, we're going to add hear some overview and some highlights of a new program, new events from ASFI, tag ASFI 5 to 10 program 2026. Professor Bright, the convener of this group, is going to speak to us as regards this clearly. Then after that session, we are going to have the second session of our oral abstract presentation. And I want to enjoy us to get set For those of us that are presenting, we're going to have 8 rooms as we had yesterday. And of course, we are going to have your timing to present, and also we're going to have Q&A during the session. And immediately after the oral presentation today, we move straight to lunch break. And by 12:30, we finish our lunch break, and then we resume back for the boot camp. So on this note, colleagues, I want to say welcome and get set for today's event. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Up next is Dr. Eunice. Are you here? The chair for 2025 Bootcamp Planning Committee. I know you just entered. Dr.
Yes.
Eunice?
Yes,
great.
Good morning.
Morning.
Very good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Thank you for coming in for the second day of the conference and boot camp. Let's be getting set for the day. It's going to be as wonderful as it was yesterday. So let's get set. Thank you very much.
All right. Up next, we have Dr. Keziah, who will give us the recap of day 1. Dr. Keziah, are you here? Let's have the recap of day 1.
Thank you very much. Please, I wish to share the presentation. Are you able to give me access?
You have access already. Just share.
Okay. Are you able to see the screen now?
Not yet. It's coming up.
It's coming up. Okay, great.
Fantastic. Yes, we can see that. You can just make it full screen. Great.
Okay, thank you very much. I am Dr. Keziah Mkwizu, and thank you for this opportunity to give a recap of day 1 activities. And I'm from Tanzania, and also I am part of the committee of this ASFI conference. So thank you for all those opportunities, and welcome everyone as you listen. For day 1, we had expectations from participants, and those expectations are that the 3rd ASFI conference should facilitate collaboration, networking, engagement, learning, knowledge enhancement, inspiration, and capacity building. Yesterday, we had the introduction by Professor Bright Nwaru. In his welcome speech, raised a vital concern that Africa is sick, very sick, and said that science must respond to societal needs and global challenges. Hence, scientists are the doctors who must respond to solve the problems that African society has. Below are the key quotes he shared, and these are: science must respond to societal needs and global challenges. Science is useless if it does not serve humanity. Science unites us. He also urged that the conference is a great call to break barriers. Unity, communality is key to solving Africa's problems. We also had the keynote speech by Professor David Mickler, delivered the first keynote speech titled Intercontinental Collaboration in Education and Research, Academic Diplomacy for Science and Society. He has highlighted the critical role of internal social diplomacy, science diplomacy, and academic diplomacy in higher education. He also foresees academic diplomacy as a way to foster collaboration between Africa and Australia. It serves as a form of soft power, playing an important role in promoting scientific collaborations both locally and internationally among countries. It was mind-blowing. He set the tone, raised the bar, reminded us why we are here. We are here to build bridges, create knowledge, and above all, to shape the future together. There was also awards for best papers and outstanding collaborative research group. Then the time to reward scholars who have distinguished themselves, the best 3 papers in the ASFI Research Journal, and the most outstanding and productive collaborative research group were given awards. So congratulations to the 4 winners. As highlighted below, there was Best Original Paper by Dr. Taiba Mohamed, Best Perspective Paper by Dr. Valile Dwai on behalf of co-authors of the paper. There was also Best Opinion and Poem Paper by Professor Eunice Vondes Fombele, and the Most Outstanding and Performing Collaborative Research Group by Associate Professor Oemoji on behalf of a Collaborative Research Group 6. We also had a great recap of ASFI at 5 years plus humanity flourishing. There was a recap of ASFI at 5 and celebration of Humanity Flourishing Prize 2025 and presented to Professor Bright and ASFI for his contributions to the development of African scholars, a well-deserved recognition for years of vision, service, and unwavering belief in the power of African scholarship. Dr. Ajibola and Dr. Samuel shared news on ASFI winning the Humanity Flourishing Prize Award. Congratulations, Professor Bright Noiro and the ASFI community on this excellent award. Oral presentation sessions had 8 plenary breakout sessions with 20 presenters across the rooms. Researchers gathered with conversations buzzing and ideas flowing. Each room was unique in its own right. We had for the afternoon the boot camp activities, and the boot camp on the first day was anchored by Dr. Eunice Fondes Fombele and Dr. Chechi B. Onyedikachi, and the boot camp workshop presenter by Dr. Konosoak Sobane. So thank you very much for those presentations. And also the anchor for the boot camp workshop was by Ms. Silva Baha to Ahene. The bootcamp group project was anchored by Dr. Ochechi. And the bootcamp activities were very engaging and educative and absolutely exciting. Thank you for listening and welcome to day 2.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kizaya. That was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much. It was quite comprehensive. You covered almost everything that you need to do. All right. Moving on is, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So we're going to be having an icebreaker this morning. All right. So the fastest finger, I need to ask some few questions. I want to see the first people that will raise their hand. What was your key highlight from day 1? In fact, Dr. Kizaya has given some expo because she actually, but this one, don't say what she said, but say what indeed you have actually got throughout the period. I mean to say, what changed about you? What really aligned in the perspective? Did you acquire new skill? Did you learn? Or has your skill been sharpened during the program? What about your commitment? So what's your new action? What do you want to do? So I need 5 persons to raise their hands, and then, or better still, maybe we can chat on the chat box so that our responses, so that we don't get to waste the whole time together, right? So for me, you can just, what you do for me, just a chart. Instead of sending the 3 responses, in your response, we can be having the 3 elements that I just asked. Yeah. So what was your key highlight for day 1 in terms of perspective, skills, and commitment? And what do I mean by perspective? What has changed? All right. Let me begin to see what we are writing. Great. Let me go there and see. Okay, not yet. Not yet. Very nice keynote speech. Got the opportunity to enroll and join ASFI Scholar Forum. Amazing presentation. All right, that's great, Dr. Peter. I love that. Any perspective being changed? Okay. All right. Okay. So maybe what I'll do, let me just give room for some people to speak. So please let me see the first 5 persons that will raise their hands, and I'll pick them that way. The first 5 participants that we wish to speak to us and tell us what has impacted in you from day one. The first 5. I've seen 2. What about the next? So that I can just count, and then others, we may take them tomorrow. All right. So I have Stella Maris. Please, Stella Maris. Great. You can speak. You are unmuted.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I was attending this conference for the first time yesterday, and I saw a well-organized presentation. I've never heard of a policy brief before, and yesterday I'm hearing it for the first time. And thinking back, I felt that some work I did in environment should have attracted government attention, but I didn't follow the right way. So I'm hearing policy brief, and I felt that going forward, any project or work I am going to be doing, wherever aspect is affecting health, environment, or any aspect that I felt that the policy there is not okay, I should be able to carry the government along, and my research should now be transforming to policy that will change the nation. That's what I'm taking away from this day one. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Stella. All right, next in the hand, I can see Shireen Al-Faqih. Shireen Al-Faqih, you are unmuted. Please speak on.
Yes, good morning, colleagues. Good morning, everyone. How you are doing? This is first time to participate and be one of the committees that preparing for the conference. So it is a great experience to me, and I learned that good planning, collaboration, organization, it comes with something awesome and perfect. What we see yesterday, the first day of the conference, and honestly, I didn't see a team with multicultural from different countries with multidisciplinary. They are working together in this harmony and like just like one person and do everything perfect and in time. So to me, it is great experience. And I guess it can be done with all this multidisciplinary and multicultural. Thank you.
Wow, great. I think I still have some few 2-3 minutes to share. Any other person want to share that? Do I have any other hand? Okay, I think I can see Dr. Keza. Is that a thumbs up, or you want to speak about yesterday? All right.
I was celebrating.
Oh, okay, great.
Responses.
Okay. Who else want to share? Mary's hand is still up. Let me try to see if we can drop it down. Do we have any other who want to share what you were impacted yesterday about? Why I'm doing that, I could also check the chat box. Yeah, I can see Manasik say it was exciting day, valuable information, something are changing regarding my mindset as a researcher. And it is an easier step in my plan researching to identify key stakeholders and try to communicate them and be part of applied evidence research policy. That's awesome. Someone say, good morning. The presentation of the policy brief by Dr. Subani was a highlight of the one for me. Great. Ifoma said, I am more open to collaboration and excellence going forward. Great. Skills. I can now try my hand in preparing policy briefs, enriching my CV for success and others. Wow. Fantastic. Wow. Dr. Bright, the policy brief was great. Overwhelming, eye-opener about collaboration in Australia. Research can make impact when it translates into policy making. And the last one says, policy brief section is very, very informative. And the bootcamp activity is great opportunity. And participants very active. Yesterday, the activity were so engaging and a great opportunity to learn. Fantastic. That's great. All right. I think I need to move on since we don't have more hands to share, but the one I have on the chat box are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I need to call on Dr. Emma. All right, Dr. Emma, please go ahead and to share the result for evaluation for day one. Dr. Emma?
Right, will you share from your side or I share here?
I think Prof. Bright is going to do that shortly. Okay.
Yes, we received 54 responses up till the preparation of this presentation. I hope everyone now will respond to the evaluation. We get now 59 responses. The attendance yesterday up to 150 and we need more. Your opinion is valuable for improving the future conferences. As usual in ASFI, we have more responses from women. This is nature. I don't know if Africa have more women than men or this is a woman participating in most activities. Most participants were from Nigeria and Sudan. Yes. About the overall impression of the conference, most participants give score 4 and 5, and this is great. Yes. The practical administration and the coordination of the conference, about 2/3 of participants strongly agree that this was going smoothly and well carried on, and also 30% agree on this. We have no disagrees. Satisfaction about the first keynote speech was also great. Most participants strongly agree. Also, during the session yesterday, we have a lot of interactions with the session. Yes, it was wonderful. Thank you. As our session got also about 2/3 and 1/3 strongly agree that it was an outstanding session. Next. Most participants, yes, it's about more than 90% of participants, 95 were satisfied with the ASFI 5-year celebration and humanity session. The satisfaction with oral abstract presentation was lower than expected, and but also it goes with most participants strongly agree or disagree, and also a very little percentage disagree with this, and the issues will be studied and improved. Next. The satisfaction with bootcamp workshop was strong. About 95% of participants agree strongly or agree with bootcamp was going smooth, and also it was outstanding session. Next. The bootcamp project have gained the same satisfaction as bootcamp session. It was engaging. Actually, I see the participants trying to do hands-on what they learned from the previous session. Next. Most participants agree they will attend the 2026 ASFI conference and bootcamp, and this is, we are waiting for them next year to see the returning faces. Next. Some comments from the previous session. Some participants suggested to expand the conference days. Lots of work and information need more time to digest. The conference was highly educative. Hearing about policy brief for the first time, I know my next research will be impacted. Every speech delivery and presentation was top-notch, exciting, learning, valuable information. I am really satisfied and I am excited to other days. Thank you very much for your efforts. The organization made a great impression on me. A good job done. Next. Some testimonials, I see a lot of interesting testimonials. I choose some of them. Wow, it is always excellent moment and wonderful moment to either learn, relearn, and unlearn. Long life ASFI and the founder. There is no better place for me to be on 25 to 27 November than to be at the third virtual ASFI conference and bootcamp. If day one made me the excited and inspired, I wonder how I would feel at the end of the program. It is worth the time spent. The conference has been a remarkable platform for knowledge exchange and collaboration, bringing together diverse voices to inspire meaningful change. The sessions were insightful, the discussions thought-provoking, and the organization truly commendable. Thank you, everyone who shared their thought with us. Please, if you didn't respond to the evaluation, kindly do that as soon as possible. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Emma. We're grateful you took that. So you could see from observation, just 54 persons actually participated in it. So I want to implore you, please let's try to do that because it's a feedback for us. All right. We are going to an important aspect of today's program as well. How much fact do you know about Africa Science Frontier Initiative? How much do you know? So we're going to take a quiz and I want to test your knowledge. By the way, not me. We want to test your knowledge. So we want to see how far you know about this great initiative that we have heard about your feedback in there. So we'll take it step by step and see. We have some questions to ask you. So all you need to do is just to supply the answers. It will appear as a poll on the chat box. I mean on the screen. So you tap on that and select the best options that we'll be asking. So I'll just wait for Dr. Bright as we get that. Oh, great. What year did ASFI start? What year did ASFI start? All right. What year? Just single choice, please don't pick twice, just one. We're waiting. Please, we want everyone, this will be exciting. We want everyone to participate. We are over 90 and I'll be glad to have us here. Let's see, we are still waiting.
Sorry, how can I respond? Where I can put my answer?
If you see the screen, just on your screen, you will see the options. So just pick the options.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I think the result is being shared now. Dr. Brad, I think we're having the result shared right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still, no, I've not stopped it until people can vote. Some people are just writing on the chat box. Please don't write on the chat box. Respond to the poll on your screen. Don't write on the chat box. Respond to the poll on your screen. Don't write on the chat box, please.
Prof, the screen just shows the result. There is no, just the result, 2021, 2019, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm seeing the
result. Let me relaunch it.
Okay, good. So please, maybe the timing, maybe right, maybe you need to extend the timing because the timing is just maybe about maybe a minute or two. Okay, great. People are doing that now. Fantastic. Please, everybody, please go ahead. You have the opportunity to also do that right away. We are 91, only 53 are doing that. Great, fantastic. Let's keep going. Everybody, please don't chat, just tap on the screen the right option. 61 have taken the quiz. More hands. 64. The pool is going down the next few minutes, and we wish everybody would do. We are 65. 71. All right. Oh, great. 73. All right. We're still having everybody do that. So just want to test your knowledge about ASFI. Okay. I think we can show the result now. All right. From the screen, we can see that ASFI started in 2020. The correct answer is 2020. So please update your memory or update your notepad, not 2021, not 2025, because this is the third annual virtual conference and booth. Not 2023, that was the first annual virtual boot camp, actually. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that possibly. All right, thank you. So I think we can take the next questions, the next question henceforth. The next, you can stop sharing this here.
Okay, so the next one.
Yes. So please take the pool, don't need to put the answer in there because if you put the answer in there, you are telling other people to choose. So please don't do that, please. Have you launched it? Because I'm not seeing it.
It's launched and people are voting already.
Oh, fantastic. I think maybe
the second one.
Okay, maybe I don't know what happened. I can't see it from here, but it's all right. The ASFI annual virtual conference and bootcamp has run for how many editions, including the 2025 edition? Number A, 311 edition, C, 2 edition, D, 4 edition. So please don't chat on the box, please. Dr. Mesa, please take the pool, don't chat, because when you chat, you may give the wrong answer or the right answer. But your response there, I don't know if that's true. So please send the chat, respond on the screen. Just click the right option, just one single option. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. Okay. Wow. The result is there. Actually, this year is our third edition. This year is our third edition. Let me be very sure if I'm not going to give you some expo, if I need to mention some few things about it. Yeah. So last year was the second edition, and 2023 was the first. So we have 2023, the first edition, 24, the second edition, 25, which is this year, the third edition. So please, those that pick the second, you can update your notepad. Those that pick the fourth edition, yes, we are glad you want us to do more. By next year, will be the fourth edition. Thank you for participating. Great. Great. And I'm so happy because 76 out of 94 persons actually picked it. Thank you. I think we can launch the third. ASFI management comprises of the following officers working together to fulfill the organization vision. Number one, the president. Number two, the vice president. Number three, a deputy vice. And number four, a secretary. Please pick the right option. Yesterday, Dr. Emma presented the organogram. I'm not too sure who did that yesterday. And showed, I think maybe Samuel, I can't remember who, but the hierarchy was shown, or the composition of the board or the management was shown clearly. So please pick the right answer. I'm just seeing true or false. It's just moving up, true or false, true or false. I don't know which is the right one now. 46%, 54%, moving up and down. We'll get to know the right answer after. So please, everybody pick. We are 94 in here. I have 48. Everyone, if you can hear my voice, please participate. It's a quiz. You can give a guess if you don't know it. But if you know the right answer, it would be nice for you to pick the right answer. Just a quiz, just to make you participate this morning. So please go ahead. Let's have at least 80 to 90% of people here participating. There won't be any harm when you pick the wrong answer. So just participate. We are waiting. Okay. So we're having 50-50. Wow. So awesome. So we're having 72. All right, it has ended. So that I can be in the safer side. I don't want to also make mistake. Prof. Bright, please, can you come and share detail live, because we are 50-50 here. Some say true, some say false. So please come and save me here. I don't want to make a mistake as well.
Yeah. So this is one of the things we are looking for. Yeah. So you started by asking how much do you know about ASFI?
That's right.
All right. So the right answer here is false. All right. It's false. ASFI does not have in its management any of those positions. None of those exist in ASFI. And so it was a good quiz to test how much we know. All right. So those who put through, you failed woefully, really woefully. But never mind. I just want to explain the positions. I have a slide on that, but it's not handy now, so I wouldn't be able to share that. But SFI has an executive director, who is me. And then we have the Director of Science and Communications, that is Dr. Eman Sob. And we'll have Director of Administration, Dr. Ajibola Oladejo. Then we have Director of Financial Matters and HR, Mrs. Lizzie Edward. And then we have, Non-Executive Director of Operations, Mr. Edward Onyewako, and Admin Assistant, Mrs. Jane Loveday. All right. So you can see that what I've said, there is no president, there is no vice president, there is no deputy vice president, and there is no secretary. All right. That was really a fantastic question. But beyond the management, I would like to mention that ASFI has the General Assembly. And sometimes it is easy for people to confuse this. Perhaps that is where those who chose true got their answer. And so the General Assembly comprises of the President, Dr. Dumisani Ompashe, who welcomed you yesterday. So he is the President of the ASFI Members General Assembly. And with him are various vice presidents, which Dr. Eman Sob showed yesterday. There are various vice presidents. I can't name all of them offhand now, but yeah, we have vice president of conference and events. That is the chair of the conference committee, Dr. Samuel Abanibe. You have Vice President for Membership Drive, Dr. Uche Chionye Dekachi. And you have Vice President for Science and Education, Dr. Nejla Taha. You have the Secretary General, Dr. Edna Majaliwa. You have Assistant Secretary General, Dr. Jerita Mwambi. And then you have Vice President for Communication, I think. I think that is Dr. Ahmed Abdul.
Ahmed.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I missed anyone. And then you have the Junior Assembly Chair, and that is Mrs. Lena Faza, and the Senior Assembly Chair, Dr. Nebula Jessica. All right, so this is the way ASFI operates at the moment. So the answer to this quiz, which has taken me long to explain, is false. False. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Prof. So let's go to the next. That's awesome. I think we're informed now. All right. Let's get to the next question. Currently, ASFI run 9 research capacity building courses listed below. Which of these courses is the most popular among Africa scholars? Now we will know how much you know about ASFI. Now we will know. Now we will know. It's interesting looking at the graph moving up and down. All right. Okay, we are 45. We are 105. So please, everyone, just give a try. This is a quiz. You won't be harmed if you participate in it. So please go ahead. We want to test your capacity, your knowledge, how much more you know about this great movement in Africa. ASFI. Let's see how much more you know about it. So you can just on your screen, just tap, choose the right option. 62 out of 105. Please, we need more persons. Please, everybody participate. You won't be harmed. Just pick the right answer, what you think it is. Then thereafter, we may have a brief summary of this particular question by Prof, so that we can understand the direction of this great movement. Okay, let's keep doing that. 67. I wish we can be about 80. I know the other one we're about 70. Can we do more? 69. The next person is the one hearing my voice and you're not tick. Please just click the button in there so that we can be able to have the result. In the next few seconds, we'll drop that so that we can have the result. Okay. The result is right there. Even the one I was thinking they didn't receive the most impact. Prof. Bright, do you want to talk about it? Because I was hoping that there's one in my mind, the one I participated like twice. I was thinking that is the highest, but I can see isn't that. But let's see what the forces will say, those in charge.
Yeah. So, thank you, everyone. The one receiving the highest score here is the research funding and grant writing. Unfortunately, that is not the
I was wondering.
most popular course in ASFI. No, that is not the most popular.
Wow, I also feel it.
The most popular is systematic reviews and meta-analysis. That is
yes, that's
exactly.
That's the most popular. That is the most popular.
Just wondering.
Yeah, so that is what we have in our statistics. All right,
that's
what we have in our statistics. So if you want to the research funding and the grant writing to be the most popular, then you need to attend it. But as far as we know, since we started, systematic reviews and meta-analysis has outnumbered the other ones. All right, and I have to say that those who have not taken it, some people have taken it more than once. If you have not taken it and you're interested in it, the advert, the flyer is out for the edition of next year. It's taking place in March 2026. The other one that is taking place is one that people really underlook, reproducibility in scientific research. Is a course I teach even here. I taught it to the doctoral student here in my university last week. Is a course many people do not know much about it, but is a powerful course. Is a course I teach in a situation. My class, I was telling them last week that the class looks like a church where a preacher is preaching to people who have done something wrong and nobody's speaking. Anyway, so it's a course that gives you opportunity to take a retrospect of what you're doing as a researcher. It's a course that is quite powerful. And the advert is out there and it's taking place in January and February. If you have not taken it before or you have taken it and you want to repeat it, the opportunity is there. I'm bringing on board several of my colleagues to be part of the faculty of teaching that course, who will share experiences of how they work in reproducibility. All right, the long story short is that systematic reviews and meta-analysis is the most popular ASFI course. So those who choose research funding and grant writing, you got it wrong.
Wrong. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
So the next one.
Yes, the next one. Select one, okay? If you have taken ASFI courses previously, which course impacted you the most? Which course impacted you the most? So, by the way, please don't respond based on the last question if you're sure. So, we just want to know how best. So, we want a sincerity answer. So, please
Yeah,
be sincere about the
this is
answer.
personal now.
That's right.
Personal impact.
That's right. Yeah. Great. I'm seeing, and I'm going to ask you. If you pick anyone, I'll ask you to show me the output so that I can be sure it has impacted. Impactation, we just don't want people who come for the seminar and just learn, but want to see output, maybe in paper writing, maybe in article publication, yeah, maybe in grant application. So that's the impact we want to see, the one that impacted on you most. Then what did you do that with? We don't want big notes kept on the shelf, but big note being used into output. Wow, please everybody go ahead, because we have over 70 who feel the last one, which basically means that you have participated in one of our seminars. So I'm expecting everybody to actually also indicate how this have impacted on them. Except you are saying that you only listened and then you are not impacted, but I doubt, because I could see the comment, meaning that a lot of people have been impacted. So it would be nice to have everybody actually select or pick the option that best suits you. This is a personal question. All the seminars you have actually attended, how have they impacted on you? Maybe in terms of perspective, maybe in terms of skills, right? Maybe you have acquired new skill, or maybe in terms of action. So what have you done? Has it turned into policy briefs? Has it turned into paper publication? Has it turned into leadership? Have you been now a PI in projects because you have done act of science leadership? Or has it impacted on your publication? Maybe you have taken act of scientific writing and publishing. Or are you able now to actually analyze, because you have taken data analysis, principle and software? You have learned how to use those softwares, SPSS, EVU, Stata, R, and so on and so forth. Maybe through your ethics in research, or able to reproduce your scientific science, or have you gotten some grant after you have taken this particular course? Or how they impacted in your quality or your systematic review? How many people have been published in systematic review and meta-analysis? I think that's a personal question. Please, any more? We're going to stop it right now in a few seconds, but then we have just 47 that field. I wish I'll have more person that will testify, because it gives feedback to the management that really what we are doing is impacting. Okay, the result is here as well. Oh, you just jump. We didn't share the result for Bright. I didn't know. Okay, that's fine. I wanted to just talk a bit of it, but that's fine.
All right. So the art of scientific writing and publishing was the most.
Oh, fantastic!
The one people chose most.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which of the following is a rightful name of ASFI? Which one? Which here? Please look at it very well. Look at the spelling very clearly. Please be very sure you are picking the right. Look at each dot, comma. Don't change your mind. Like I see people change their minds. Don't change your mind. Okay, everyone, please, quick. We have our speaker right on board. We're swinging to the next one. So once we pick it, we can just get started. We are 108, and I wish we can have more person that will take the quiz. Please, everybody pick. Let's not delay so that we can swing into action. This was awesome. To me, this is how much you know about ASFI. And then, I don't want to mention the name because somebody can hear the name and pick. So let me see how many person know the full acronym, the full name of ASFI. I could see a lot. African Scientific Frontiers Initiative, African Scientific Frontier Initiative, you know, a lot of options there. So be mindful about it to be sure. All right. Okay. I was really expecting everybody. I was really expecting everyone to just pick the right answer. We are 109. I'm saying 60. I thought that was the simplest and the easiest to be picked. But then I'm getting those 61 responses. And I'm wondering why. Not up to 60% of everybody here. And Prof. Brad would tell us which one is the right answer here. Because to me, it's even confusing. I don't know which one is the right answer. Which one is the right? I'm seeing a lot. Wow. The one I'm taking to the right is not having the right response. So I don't know. The one I'm taking is the right answer is having a low response. Who is the 68th person that will select? Okay, 68. Who is the 69 and the 70 that will pick the right answer? We are putting the result gradually. All right, that ends that. Please, Prof. Bright, come and tell us. I'm even confused with your S. Is it in Africa? Is it in science? Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've heard many people say ASFI in full in different ways. So the right answer, the option that had the highest is not the right answer.
That's right.
African Science Frontiers Initiative. No, that is not it. ASFI rightly is spelled in full. African Science Frontiers Initiatives. So you have an S in front of frontiers, and you have an S in front of initiatives. So please try to get it right, because many times people say it or spell it in the wrong way. But yeah, so this was also tricky, but I hope that you are clear with how we say it, how it's spelled. All right, I think that ends the quiz. Dr. Kwabai.
All right. Thank you so much. We are swinging to next seminar for today, and to invite Dr. Valile to anchor this session. Dr. Valile, are you here? So that I can take us to the next segment of the program.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, Program Director. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. Please.
Thank you. Can I proceed?
Yes, please.
Thanks, Program Director. Thanks, Prof. Bright. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to perform this role of introducing our keynote speaker for the second day of the conference. So our second keynote speaker for the ASFI conference. The speaker, in a nutshell, is the Executive Director of the Research Enterprise Systems in Abuja, Nigeria. He's the Professor of Political Science, Department of Political Science at the University of Ilorin, Nigeria. He's a consultant on policy, on budget work, and on legislative advocacy. The more detailed information about our keynote speaker, Professor Fatal Ayinde Aremu, is that he's the Professor of Political Science. He obtained BSc Political Science in University of Jos. He has got MSc in Political Science in Usmanu Don Fodio University in Sokoto, and a PhD in Asia Pacific Studies at the Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University in Japan, where he was awarded a Certificate of Excellence for Outstanding Quality of Research. He was Senior Technical Advisor on Policy and Legislative Advocacy at a Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, funded advocacy and social accountability project. Partnership for Advocacy in Child and Family Health, a project anchored by Development Research and Projects Center in Abuja, Nigeria. In that position, he coordinated and conducted a number of studies, training programs, and top-notch policy engagement on health sector budget, on health policy and legislation. Before joining the DRPC, he was the head of socio-political unit at the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, National Assembly in Abuja, where he conducted policy research and training activities on policy-engaged research, bill analysis, and budget tracking for legislative aides, and parliamentary staff. As part of the ongoing reform and modernization of the federal civil service in Nigeria, Professor Aremu designed, organized, and facilitated retreat programs for federal ministries, information and culture, as well as Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. He supported both ministries to sensitize and educate federal civil servants on the implementation of the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2021 to 2025. He also facilitated a policy training retreat for members of Senate and House committees on health, primary health care, health institutions, and appropriation. The retreat, which took place in Pan-African Parliament, Midrand, South Africa, also involved interactive sessions with the South African parliamentary committees on health and appropriation in Cape Town, South Africa. He is the author of Asymmetrical Foreign Policy Behavior of Japan and China, a publication that was released in 2011, the co-editor of Introduction to International Relations in 2012, and the 2 decades of legislative politics and governance in Nigeria's National Assembly, the publication that was released in 2020. His works have appeared in Africa Today, in African and Asian Studies, in the Ritsumeikan, I'm struggling to pronounce that name, apologies, Ritsumeikan Journal of Asia Pacific Studies, Asia Pacific World, etc. He completed his tenure as a directing staff at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Nigeria's apex policy think tank in 2022, after which he became the Director of Knowledge Management and Innovation at the Development Research and Project Center, Abuja, Nigeria. He is the Executive Director, Research Enterprise Systems, as I mentioned before, an independent and non-partisan research, strategy and capacity development outfit based in Abuja. Ladies and gentlemen, our second keynote speaker today is presenting for us on a topic, Pan-African Research Collaboration, the power of home diaspora connectivity. What a powerful topic. Over to you, Prof. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Prof.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Great.
Dwai, for that. Okay.
Prof, go ahead. Go ahead.
Professor Bright.
Prof, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello. I thought Professor Bright, you want to say something, or should I proceed?
Yeah, proceed, please. Proceed, Prof.
Okay. Thank you very much. I will show the video. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll show my video so that you can put face to the voice, maybe along the line. But I think we can go ahead this way. So, good morning, distinguished colleagues. Let me begin by thanking Dr. Dwai for that very compelling introduction. You pronounced everything correctly, so you didn't struggle at all. And I want to thank Professor Bright and the amazing team in ASFI for putting this program together and for inviting me to do this keynote. It is my honor and pleasure to join this community of African and Pan-African scholars all over the world. And the theme for this particular conference, Beyond Boundaries, Breaking Collaborative Frontiers for Impactful Research and Career, could not have come at a better time. And I'm very happy that I have the privilege to speak on this topic, Pan-African Research Collaboration, the power of home diaspora connectivity. I will begin my presentation with an African proverb, which I'm sure we are all familiar with. We just remind ourselves. It's a proverb from Ghana that says, wisdom is like a baobab tree. No individual can embrace it alone. We all know baobab tree. It's a very big tree. There is no individual that can embrace it. And that symbolizes the essence of knowledge, wisdom, and experiences. So the idea of Pan-African research collaboration is rooted in the African philosophy, African tradition, and African culture. We are who we are because all of us are. That Ubuntu philosophy, which we all know. But then we are gathered here today to review Africa's intellectual landscape, Africa's intellectual ecosystem, which spans all over the world, different countries, different continents. There is nowhere that we don't have Africans making waves in their various fields. But also back home, we have Africans who are also holding forth and generating compelling set of knowledge that was supposed to be used to drive the progress of the continent. If I may summarize this presentation in one word, the challenge has been that of fragmentation, of not having a coherent framework to connect both the scholars at home on the continent and those that are outside of the continent, the diaspora community. So what I'm going to do is to share my thoughts on this particular subject and profess some way forward, and we can have conversation around it. With your permission, let me just switch off the video so that the network can be very smooth. So if there is anything that we need at this particular moment, it is that the talent at home, particularly of young and emerging scholars, and the expertise abroad, how do we integrate them seamlessly? And that's why the movement that ASFI represents is a very important one that all of us must support, and we must ensure that we sustain it going forward, because I will argue that connecting home-based scholars with diaspora intellectuals is not just something that is desirable. It is of strategic necessity. It is something that we need now if we want to really if we want to optimize the continent's research capacity in order to advance the development of the continent and position Africa as one of the top global thought leaders. And I will want to argue further that there are still so many untapped potentials in Africa's knowledge ecosystem. We have huge advantage in several areas. The home-based scholars, the home-based intellectual community are quite familiar with local realities, the cultural nuances, and the policy dynamics in the domestic ecosystem. They are also well attuned with the grassroots complexities. But at the same time, on the other hand, the diaspora community that are operating from all over the world, they are embedded in world-class institutions. They have cutting-edge laboratories. They have influential networks. They have access to funds. And they also have access to high-impact platforms. So what this means, like the proverb that I shared from the beginning, no single individual can embrace the baobab tree. While the home-based scholars have their areas of strength, they obviously have their areas of weaknesses. The diaspora intellectuals, African intellectuals, also have their own areas of strength, but they do also have their own weaknesses. So how do we bridge this so that we can harness the strength of the diaspora community and combine it with the strength of the home-based intellectuals so that we can then become together a stronger community to drive Africa's development and Africa's progress? And if we are to achieve this, we have to overcome fragmentation. We have to make sure that the diaspora community connect more seamlessly with the home-based scholars. And we have examples all over the world of places where this has been done. China is there, India is there, Israel is a classic case, and South Korea. There are so many countries that have deliberately provided a framework to enable the home-based intellectual community connect with their counterparts in the diaspora community in order to leverage the strengths of both sides of the aisle. And the conversation has already moved beyond this brain drain of saying, oh, the Africa is being depleted, the best brains in Africa are moving abroad and they are leaving Africa. With the coming of technology, and I'm happy with what ASFI has been doing in this regard, the world is now a borderless community. We are now in the era of brain circulation, of where knowledge recognizes no boundary. Those technology platforms have already provided a leveling ground for scholars to interact seamlessly and to share ideas across borders. It is no longer difficult for a scholar, a scientist in Ghana, to connect with their counterparts in the United States. The same thing with Nigeria, the same thing with Kenya, the same thing with South Africa. With the coming of technology, we just need to put in place appropriate frameworks to enable us connect these energies across boundaries. But we have barriers, if we have to be honest with ourselves. There are still barriers that we have to, even if we want to be deliberate, even if we want to be intentional in leveraging the strengths of the home-based intellectual community with that of the diaspora community, there are still hurdles that we need to deliberately surmount. We need to have mechanisms to enable us overcome them. And that is harmonizing the agenda of the home community and the diaspora community. Because in most cases, there is a disconnect at that particular level. The second important thing that we need to have a conversation around, as I've been reflecting on this topic since I got it, and being privileged to have operated from the home front and from the diaspora community before I came back home, I could say this, that unless we have institutional incentives to promote collaboration between African-based scholars and the diaspora community, it will be very difficult to encourage collaboration. For example, in the university system, to the ones that I know, I am not sure whether the promotion guideline assigns specific scores for aspiring scholars to deliberately collaborate with their counterparts in the diaspora community. So if we can have some points assigned for that, it will encourage people to deliberately look out for counterparts, African counterparts in the diaspora community that they can collaborate with. And the same thing vice versa. If there are incentives out there too, to enable scholars abroad, mentor, support, and partner with their colleagues back home. So that aspect is something that we need to really reflect on critically. And we still have to be very frank. The infrastructure to support intellectual development back in Africa is not even across the continent. Some countries are ahead, others are still lagging behind in terms of laboratories, in terms of access to data, in terms of digital infrastructure, in terms of their library, in terms of the research support system, generally speaking. So one of the things that we need to reflect on is how, within the framework of this home diaspora connectivity, how do we ensure that the infrastructure does not stand in the way of building this network? The fourth one has to do with trust building. In some instances, the diaspora community, sometimes the scholars there, they feel disconnected with the home front. And sometimes there is a sense of superiority that usually go with the achievement that they have, and they tend to look down on the home-based scholars. Whereas home-based scholars feeling unrecognized might not also trust the diaspora intellectuals. So we need to find a way to overcome the problem of trust and the misperception The bottom line is that the overarching vision, the overarching goal, whether you are based in Africa or you are in the diaspora community, there is no African that is not interested in the progress of Africa. And there is no African that will not agree with the fact that no community will help Africa to develop unless the Africans do it themselves. So if there is anything that we don't need in the intellectual community, it is this fragmentation and lack of trust, because we have a common purpose. We just need to find a mechanism because anywhere that there is asymmetry in terms of access to resources, access to opportunities, there is tendency to be a problem of trust. Probably the home-based scholars will feel, oh, they just want to take advantage of us. They want to extract data for us. They want to use us and dump us again. Whereas on the other side, the diaspora community might feel, oh, they don't have the kind of skill set. They don't even understand the basic things. As long as we are unable to overcome this perception gap, it will still continue to be an obstacle to forging a very strong community between the home-based scholars and the diaspora community. And then, of course, we cannot discountenance the environmental factors that also might stand in the way of building a strong diaspora home-based community in the intellectual arena. And that has to do with changes in policies on immigration, for example, changes in policies around access to grants, and some other bureaucratic constraints that are extraneous to intellectual pursuit, but at the same time are a huge barrier in the process. So, but these obstacles are real, but they are not insurmountable. Once we can work together, we can come up with strategies to create a safe space for African intellectuals to cross-fertilize ideas seamlessly, whether they are home-based or they are in the diaspora. This now takes me to the next point, major point of what we need to do to unlock the potential of Pan-African collaboration. And I will say that we begin. This has been done before, but we now have to do it with greater vigor to build a strong continental research networks that deliberately and intentionally bring on board the diaspora scholars. And this we have to do, not just they are coming in as guest scholars or this one, they should be seen as co-owners, co-creators. The same thing that the diaspora community must deliberately overcome the asymmetrical thinking in terms of access to knowledge and access to resources. So we all should see ourselves as equal partners in the ecosystem. The second major area that we need to focus attention on is to find a way to create seamless mobility pathways or to strengthen opportunities for virtual collaboration platforms. But virtual, as Africans, virtual platforms are good, but we are humanists in Africa. Humanity is central to our relationship. We are humans. We don't objectify humanity in Africa. So we still have to find a way to create a pathway for easy mobility in terms of short-term visits, in terms of co-teaching, in terms of joint seminars, in terms of shared data repositories, and so many other platforms like that. That will really help a great deal to reduce the asymmetry between the home-based African scholars and the diaspora scholars. The third thing that we need to focus on is to find a way to align the incentive structures in our universities and knowledge production platforms across Africa and the research institutes to make promotion criteria to reward not just co-authorship and mentorship within Africa, but to reward collaboration with the diaspora community in terms of collaborative grants, in terms of co-authorship. And we have to be very deliberate about this because the natural course of action for a human being is to follow the path of least resistance. So our promotion guidelines, promotion procedures and manuals, we need to change to encourage young and upcoming scholars to seek deliberate collaboration with the diaspora community. And the same thing has to be done within the diaspora community to also look back home by ensuring that promotion is tied and aligned. The incentives will become restructured in such a way that over the next 5 to 10 years, we'll see a stronger community of African-based scholars and the diaspora community working together. The fourth point that I want to put on the table is how whether platforms like AU, ECOWAS, East African Community, SADC, and so many other regional, sub-regional bodies like that could invest in transnational partnerships that is deliberate about having something like home diaspora funding schemes that can support collaboration between the home-based African scholars and their diaspora counterparts. The reason this is important is because this provides an African-wide institutional framework to support initiatives like what ASFI is doing and others are doing. It becomes more coordinated. There is an umbrella body across Africa that people can always go to when they are desirous. So a young scholar in University of Ibadan or in Kwame Nkrumah University or Dar es Salaam can just go to that platform to seek for a partner, maybe in Australia or in Canada or in the United States or in Europe. And that kind of funding scheme, even if there are no existing grants, even if the diaspora scholar does not have a grant that is operating, the one that is run by AU or EAC or SADC can kick in immediately to foster that collaboration and support the funding and enable them to move if they have to co-teach, to co-author, to do joint research and all that. That will make it very easy and accelerate the process of building the bridge and strengthen the connectivity between home-based African scholars and their diaspora colleagues. The fifth one, which is very important, is to find a way to foster a culture of mutual recognition and partnership. Mutual recognition and partnership in such a way that we are not seeing one side as begging the other. We are not seeing one side as being superior to the other. We see both the diaspora community and the African-based scholars as equal partners with common interest to advance the development and advance the progress of Africa together. Unless we give mutual recognition and mutual respect, which is part and parcel of African philosophy, it will be difficult to overcome all the other barriers. But if we work together, we will be able to do that. But we have to find a way to give each other recognition so that we are equal partners in the project, in the African project. So where do we go from here? And I think I will challenge ASFI and all of us to take this particular platform very seriously, because we can look into the future and say, in the next 10 years, where do we see ourselves? Where do we see the African knowledge ecosystem, whether it is home-based or in the diaspora? Are we looking forward to a situation where we have a Pan-African research cloud system such that scholars from all over Africa, either you are from Kigali, you are from Lagos, Johannesburg, Dakar, anywhere, you can have access to shared data sets and tools? Are we also looking forward to having a specific program that targets young people and bringing them on board into what could be called intellectual core or science core or diaspora science core, that people can look up forward to and say, okay, once I finish my master's, I'm going into this. This is where I'm going next. That will provide mentorship, guest lecturing, and other advisory support services across the continent. There are so many initiatives that are being done in this area, but they are fragmented and they are not connected. So we have to look at how to connect the dots. We already have what looks like regional centers of excellence right now, but we have to see how we can amplify them, upgrade them, scale them up, and make sure that it follows this synergy between home-based scholars and the diaspora experts. And there are so many areas that are begging for urgent attention, that neither the home-based scholars can do it alone, nor the diaspora community alone. Unless they work together, it's difficult to see the way forward. Just like the baobab analogy I gave from the beginning, issues around climate action, food system strengthening, fintech, public health, migration, AI, governance issues. There is none of these issues that can be tackled effectively by the home-based African scholars or by the diaspora community going it alone. We have to work together. And we have to look forward to a point where African universities become the epicenter of talents, so that we can then begin to gain from the brain drain era and turn it to brain circulation. And most importantly, and I have to be very honest, because I believe I'm speaking with my family members. We have to be very quick, very deliberate, and very committed to this cause, because there is a surreptitious anti-intellectual whirlwind gathering from below, where younger generation are more interested in easy access to how they can make money, not investing long-term in intellectual development, knowledge generation, and transmission. Anything that has to do with knowledge takes a lot of time to build. So the younger generation are looking for shortcuts or how they're going to make money. And some of them will say, oh, school is a scam. Oh, what do I get from that? And that is an invitation for a very dangerous future. So we have to see a way of making intellectual endowment attractive to younger generation of Africans. And they should not see research, they should not see intellectual capacity, they should not see knowledge development as an escape, or okay, because I don't have anything doing, let me just take this one for the meantime so that I can move on later on. No, we should see it as an opportunity to build on the continent. We have no other continent other than this one. Even if you have even if you have permanent residency, even if you have whatever you have anywhere, once you are a Black person, you are an African, anywhere you are. So we have a responsibility to work together so that future generation of Africans, even the present generation of Africans, will be proud of this continent than it is presently. So coming back to the theme of this very important conference, Building Beyond Boundaries, we should see it as something that should be in our DNA as scholars from Africa, whether we are home-based or we are in the diaspora community. So I will conclude by saying that collaboration is not an option. It's not something that we should treat as either or. It is something that is important, it is urgent, and it is necessary, not just for our own individual development, but in the collective interest of the continent that we all love very dearly. So I want to thank everyone for listening. I will pause here so that if there are areas that we want to discuss, or you want me to share more insights or share more, and the ones that I cannot do very well, I know that those who know better than me are on this platform, they will come to my aid. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. Thank you very much, Prof.
Wow. Thanks, Prof. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Let's really give response to Prof's presentation by means of our reactions on the chat. I think there are a lot of memes that we should really send to Prof for him to notice the impressions that we are having from his presentation. I've seen a lot of comments on the chat box. Time doesn't allow us to go through those unless Program Director, you would actually give an indication as to how we're doing for time and how we can try to capitalize on Prof's presentation as a scholarly community. Prof, thank you so much for this presentation. I like the way you have concluded your keynote in terms of really drum beating the point home that collaboration is a necessity if we want to reclaim, I would argue, if we want to reclaim our voice and agency in repositioning ourselves as scholars. Thank you so much, Prof. I had 4 points in terms of what I personally took away from your presentation, which I think would concur with how the rest of the members feel. Your approach in terms of having Pan-Africanist thinking or philosophy as lived in your presentation, that is very, very compelling. I like the fact that in your presentation, you defended not just your identity, but our identity as Africanist-oriented scholars. And there's no better way where you did that well than actually invoking the analogy of a baobab tree. Honestly, that's very powerful analogy where you argue, and we have been very clear that if we approach these efforts in an individual manner, that will be very defeating. We have to understand ourselves as a collective because it's in our togetherness, our Ubuntu philosophy, our team approach, you know, the collective, the power of togetherness that would realize ourselves really as scholars in the space. And really there is nowhere else where that example is illustrated other than this platform itself, where ASFI has organized ourselves to be here, and we have explained it so well. The second point, you touched on the need for us to actually have the capacity to identify these asymmetries or obstacles that tend to constrain these good ideas or the efforts, where it must not just about building the talent at home. We have a responsibility to be connected with the people of the diaspora and then rise as scholars. In the process, we overcome fragmentation, the power of technology as ASFI is demonstrating, the need to build incentives that promote collaboration by means of policies, procedures, and guidelines, and trust building in the process. You went on to outline the strategies of doing that through network building, creating seamless mobility pathways, or creating virtual platforms, finding ways to align the incentives internally in Africa in terms of mentorship support systems, and then externally in terms of what we could do in practical terms with the people of the diaspora. You suggested how we can reimagine even the current platforms like AU, ECOWAS, and many others, even including ours, the ASFI, in terms of how to develop it further, and in the process, try to attain mutual recognition and partnerships, which are anchored on Ubuntu philosophy. Now, the fourth point you raised was powerful. Prof, thank you so much. Where do we go from here? You gave very clear suggestions, even for the ASFI platform itself, the need for us to build these institutions, to institutionalize them at a more amplified level towards being resilient structures, targeting youth, and doing that in a very quick and deliberate ways while we are being patient in the process and avoiding the instantiation of our system, McDonaldizing our efforts, but patience while focusing on transformation, impact, and quality, which has been the theme that ASFI was following in this 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to believe you fully agree with this summary, that indeed we should be thankful to our conference organizers for bringing such a powerful keynote speaker today, who has really helped us as this ASFI community to actually transcend to the new trajectories as the community of practice building collaborative international research projects, as ASFI has done so well this year and as well exemplified in the awards that witnessed yesterday. Program Director, over to you. Please lead us as to what to do next. How are we doing for time? Thank you very much. Over to you, Program Director. There are hands coming up, people raising questions. I think others are clapping in appreciation.
All right.
We've got almost 140 people in the audience, Program Director. I hope you are noting
That's
that.
right.
Over to you,
That's
sir.
right.
Over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor. We appreciate your coordination. That was awesome. We're going to invite Professor Bright to give a remark, word of thanks to our guest speaker.
Right. Prof. Fatai Aremu, I hope you can see my face. Yes, I want to thank you for this. I told you how I got to you. I have my colleague, Dr. Kellen Giambati, from Karatina University in Kenya. Yeah, I was teasing her after she sent me your link. She was one that suggested that I contact you. I didn't know you before, so I was teasing her, telling her that you have lots of tango with Nigerians, and that is because we have had a speaker on our platform from University of Ibadan. She suggested that as well. And so I was asking how you get these Nigerian fantastic speakers. Anyway, it shows, yeah, Nigerians are influential because of our numbers. So that was how I got you, and what you have presented this morning shows that it was right to bring you on board, really. You spoke for a short time, but you brought up many things that we need to digest. I don't want to go through the summary. Dr. Valile Douaye has excellently presented, but you mentioned a lot of things that we need to be thinking. And as you were speaking, I was really thinking that some of these things are not new. Some of these things you mentioned are not new, because I have sat down with some colleagues and then we looked at, what happened during the independence, how African countries got their independence and things like that. And you realize that many of those who took up the bull by the horn to call for independence were often trained abroad. And getting back home, they realize the need for rescuing Africa. But the point that I noticed in the thread of things that happened was that there was really a huge collaboration amongst them. From Ghana to Nigeria to Kenya, there was a network. They were sharing the same ideas. So in that sense, some of the things you have mentioned are not new. Home diaspora connectivity. And I think that is really the way we need to be going. You spoke to our team quite a lot, breaking boundaries. That is where we need to be. But I think the realities that Africa faces so much now, because the inequities that our peers who call for the independence notice at the time have become much more greater now that Africans are ruling themselves. And you can imagine what other time we need to break boundaries. Otherwise, I think once our generation has passed, you wonder what will happen to our children and our grandchildren, great-grandchildren. So thank you, Prof, for your speech. One thing I would like to mention, this was over 10 years ago. I went for a conference in Nigeria. And I met some of my colleagues, some of my lecturers at the university, and there was a common thing they said to me. Oh, we need you here. We need you here. And each of them that said that, I said, no, you don't need me. You don't need me in Nigeria. You don't need me. One is that we all cannot be in Nigeria to move Africa forward. Some of us need to be out because the world has become global. Knowledge has become global. So some of us need to be out there and send some signals home as well. So we can't all be home. All right. Then the second thing was that the way the world has gone, you can see that you can be anywhere in the world and achieve lots of things. For instance, this platform here, where we have thousands of Africans, I barely met up to 5 of those that who have worked for the past 5 years. I barely met them face to face. It's on Zoom like this. So some of the barriers have already been taken out by the realities of the world we exist. Yeah. So I hope my answer to them was convincing enough. As 10 years has passed, I began to realize that I was actually right. Because a few years after that, we started ASFI. And I'm not in Nigeria, I'm in Sweden. And I can see the great things happening on this platform. But I have to emphasize one of the things you mentioned trust. Trust is needed. ASFI celebrated this 5th anniversary this year. And after the program, somebody sent me a text and said, you know, I have been on ASFI for up to 5 years. But it's just now I'm realizing what ASFI is about. All right. And so the distance that exists, some of the socio-cultural things you have mentioned can mean that people may be slow in trusting, or people may eventually not trust at all. But I encourage every one of us to put our needs, as I mentioned yesterday, as a common thread that runs between us, so that we can encourage trust. On that thing you mentioned, which we resonate in ASFI, if I say it in my own way, is that for Africa to move forward, it can only take Africans to do that. It can only take Africans. I don't know how much we realize it. Perhaps those of us who are in this part of the world understand this much more than those who are in Africa. And that is clear even to my children who are born here. Because they are here, they are proud of their Africanness, if you understand what I mean. So Africans who are in Africa may not understand these things. Some of them are not, it takes you time to realize it, but that is a fact. It will take Africans to develop Africans. And I don't know how much time it will take us to get there to have that realization. You mentioned need for infrastructure platforms, and I am happy we don't have time for me to show you what is happening on ASFI, but we have been thinking ahead. And we presented yesterday a bit. ASFI Scholar, which we have developed to bring Africans together. And we have offered this to Africans to take advantage of that. We also have ASFI Meet, that is video conferencing platform, but it is integrated with electronic poster viewing. That is what we are using for our conference poster viewing tomorrow. We have used it last year and the year before. The 3 years we have had this conference, and still in the process of development. Finally, Prof, I am really happy for you to emphasize the fact that togetherness is key. And in this togetherness, we should deal away with certain characteristics. And you mentioned this superiority complex, which we don't need going forward. Prof, it's not to rehearse your speech or to really summarize what Dr. Valile has fantastically done, but just to let you know that you have raised powerful issues in short time. We have taken it in. And in doing this, I would like to tell you that I have not known you before, but you have exposed yourself to us. All right? Because we do not invite people once. Some of the things you have mentioned gives us the realization that we need to bring everybody who is interested. And I'm very happy that you did not say no, because I know where you are, you're so busy. You did not say no. You gave up yourself to say, yes, I will do it. I'm grateful. Just to let you know, we will be calling on you because we need your experience. We need your support. We need you. You are now very close to the hem of power, is it? So we need some of your insight and encouragement. So thank you very much, Prof. I'm not sure, is he still here? For coming and for sharing your experiences with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Bright. It's my pleasure to be part of this amazing community. Anytime you need me, I'm available.
Thank you. And I didn't know you're so young, Prof. I didn't know you're so young. You look so young, younger than I saw. Yes, good to have you, Prof. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you very
thank
much.
you so
I'm
much.
just 8 years old. My professorship is just 8 years old. So it's not, it's a very young professor. It's 8 years old now.
Yeah.
All right, so
Thank
Prof.
you
Bright, you want to
very
continue from there?
much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
So, Prof, you want to get set? You're supposed to have the ASFI 510 program.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
I will take
thank
it
you.
from here. Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
All right, colleagues. Yes, I thought that we should share with you this initiative, which is really resonating excitedly with me since the idea was born. So please pay close attention as I take you through briefly what we are planning here, what is happening. So it's called ASFI 510 program. All right. And you can see it on your screen. You can see beside the name, you can see the map of Africa, and you may wonder why it is called ASFI 510 program. The 5 there stands for 5 scholars from an institution in Africa. 10 there means 10 institutions in each of Africa's region. So you have East Africa, you have Central Africa, you have North Africa, you have West Africa, you have South Africa. So there are 5 regions, all right? So in each region, you have 10 institutions, and in each institution, you have 5 candidates. Well, it may not be clear so far, but just follow me. And so the background here is that ASFI has been 5 years now. And since we started, we have primarily, not in every case, we have primarily focused our programs on individual researchers who get in touch with us, who enrolled in our programs. So that has been our focus. But ASFI has a very big dream, and that dream is to influence African scholarship, African research ecosystem, African researchers, African institutions, research institutions, influence it positively. All right. So if I may translate it in literal terms, that in the next 5 years, we dream that ASFI will be visible on every institution in Africa. Okay. But we started with supporting individual researchers, and that is what we have done so far. But the 510 program, what is it? Having stayed for 5 years, we would like to begin a gradual migration from individual researchers who have been with us towards also the bigger picture of reaching out to institutions in Africa, supporting institutions in Africa. All right. So the 510 program is a flagship institutional capacity building initiative designed to strengthen research ecosystems across Africa. So it's an institutional focus program. And of course, those who will participate are individual scholars within each institution. That is where the 5 came from. All right. So the 510 program is we will select 10 institutions each year in each of the 5 African regions, and each institution will nominate 5 scholars they would like to benefit from ASFI programs. All right, what it is. The aim is to create clusters of next generation African research leaders through structured mentorship, interdisciplinary collaboration, and institutional engagement. That is the aim of this program. We want to create clusters of research leaders. And it aligns with what we have heard from Prof this morning. We need such clusters. We need to begin to talk with ourselves. Not that we are not talking with ourselves, but we need to structure it. We need to make it intentional. All right. So the goal is, once we have recruited 10 institutions in each of the 5 regions, and each institution nominates 5 candidates, each year our target is to train, support, and produce research leaders for Africa, 250 research leaders each year. All right. I will come to what training is all about, but it's a robust program we have really developed, and we hope that it will be successful. All right. So 250, that will be our own contribution to African research ecosystem. Okay, so it has several components. One is research capacity building, all right? And as you know, ASFI, a lot of things are happening in ASFI. Personally, I can see transformations in people, not only in people. It has been for me a journey of renewal. Yeah. ASFI has really rebaptized me. ASFI has touched me, touched my bones. ASFI keeps me awake. So we'll have research capacity building will continue. We'll have selected courses. We want to train them to strengthen their skills, their experiences, their technical know-how. All right. It has multi-sector collaboration, multidisciplinary collaboration, whichever terminology you use. All right. Abundant career opportunities. Yes. For those who have followed ASFI, you see, if you are serious with what is happening, is a place I think, I mean, this is my own observation. You get in and you find it hard to get out. You find it hard to get out because it offers you opportunity to network, develop, and become a better part of yourself. All right. Sustainable development impact. You can see what is happening in the conference since yesterday, typified by the boot camp project we are working with. So we target impact that are sustainable through our skills, through collaborative projects, and so on and so forth. The ASFI 510 program has robust mentoring opportunities embedded in it, and I will come back to those. And of course, eventually, to strengthen institutional research. If you're hearing it for the first time, please take note. I would like you to take note because I believe we are going to be successful with the first cohort we have selected, 2026. And if your institution is missing out, you can encourage them to try in 2027. So please take note. I am excited about it. All right. There are several benefits. All right. So ASFI offers, somebody's annotating my screen. Let me see if I can disable annotation. Yeah. All right. ASFI offers African scholars, vibrant scientific community. There is no doubt. I'm not going to promote it more than it is, but yes, those who have been there know you can use the chat box to agree or disagree with me. So it's a vibrant and really majority women. Looks like what women are involved in doing, they get it right and they're serious. All right. Training, you'll be trained, your capacity will raise in 1 year. We have sorted out 7 courses that they will be trained on to raise their capacity based on the need and things we have also observed during the last 5 years of the needs African researchers have. It's not only about skills, about experiences, but also about character. And you can see that in ASFI, we emphasize that a lot. Some of you are commending the fact that our program is efficient, it's timely, we use our time well, we manage things. My goodness, I don't think there is really any way out if we really desire to grow, all right? Platform for impact. I am really happy because we have platforms now where African scientists can express themselves. I have seen people who have come here who have not written any paper before, who did not know how to go about it, but have gone through our system and can write and publish. And we provide them our platform, our journal. I've seen people who have come do not know what is called reviewing articles or editing journals, and they have come, they're learning and they're improving. I've seen people who have come, we have our submissions during the conference, abstract submitted. This year we accepted 120 abstract, and they get into this, volunteer themselves, review abstract, provide excellent comment to support this. So it's a platform for impact. It's in a nutshell. All right. You'll be mentored as well, both in skills and in experience. And there are abundant ASFI activities. If you desire to grow, that you can be involved. And of course, all this will mean that your visibility will increase, your productivity will increase as a researcher. At the end of this program, those who fully complete, and we mean fully, we have set in place things that we will not want people to just come and take it unserious. All right. So those who fully complete will be given what we call ASFI Consolidated Research Excellence Capacity Building Certificate. I'm not saying you take it and you get a place in Harvard or you get a place with your government. It's a symbol of what you have gone through. The most important for us is that transformation that comes during this 1 year. And so those who are engaged in this program receive a very special focus because it is part of our ambition to contribute to the transformation of the research landscape, the ecosystem of research in Africa. And I hope you appreciate that as I appreciate. All right. So participants will receive intensive training and mentored in research excellence, integrity, and science patriotism while engaging in interregional and interinstitutional multidisciplinary collaboration. So yes, we have outlined 7 courses that will be part of this program. All right. Reproducibility in research, science leadership, academic supervision, data analysis, grant writing, systematic reviews, scientific writing. All right, all this. So this is our research capacity building menu. Okay. And for those who have been part of ASFI trainings, you will agree with me. You don't just come and take a course. That is not our philosophy. As an Africans, Prof, when he was making his keynote speech, he used the word Ubuntu. It's a common African term to talk about togetherness. We are, I am because we are. We are because I am. Well, so you don't just come to develop your skills, your intellectual capacity. ASFI trainings offers opportunity for collaboration, making friends, yes, developing together, sharing our needs together. Okay, so it's collaborative, it's process oriented. ASFI focuses so much on process than results, because if you get the process right, then I think the results will be really automatic. It's African focused. Yes, many of our training are offered free. Sometimes people think that free things are of low quality. No, ASFI trainings are high quality, high standard. It's multidisciplinary. So when we talk about science in ASFI, it covers every field. Our use of science is anyone who is consciously generating, contributing knowledge for human development, societal development, disciplinary development. You are a science. Once you have that systematic process of contributing to knowledge. All right, so it's multidisciplinary. So all those courses you have there, people, and I think nowadays people don't ask that question so much. Oh, I'm from the arts, and so will your courses be relevant? Yeah, come along. All right, we develop lifetime tools, a skill base, so you develop skills. It's hands-on, learning by doing. You can't be in any ASFI course. You will not have something that you can differentiate that you have learned. Yes. The program comes with robust mentoring. All right. We have created a program we call MentiPal. I will talk a little bit about that. So that is a structured, formal mentoring program developed for this particular 510 program, MentiPal program. But beyond that, we have ongoing ASFI match mentoring program. We'll have other informal opportunities within the ASFI community. They will be involved in being mentored, supported. And then we'll have the institutional quintet program, also a special program we have developed within the 510 program. So mentorship is a key part of this, in addition to the capacity building training we have. All right, who can apply? This program is applied primarily by institutions, so it's not individual researchers' application. All right, institutions apply, and institutions we mean can be universities, government institutions, non-governmental or non-for-profit organizations, hospitals, private sector, research entities, other organizations that want to or research focus and want to develop the capacity of their staff. So they are the ones who apply, not individual researchers. Okay, so you don't apply for yourself, you apply for the institution. All right, and criteria to select candidates which the institutions apply. Institutions use this criteria. We give them the criteria. So the 5 candidates coming from any institution, we want 3 to be females and 2 to be males. All right, and I hope women are happy with that. Okay, after all, women outnumber men in ASFI. Maybe in, I don't know, in Africa. Okay, there should be disciplinary balance. So each of those 5 persons must come from a different discipline. They must not have attended ASFI course before. All right, so they are newbies. They are not initiated in any way. So we are doing the initiation ourselves. They must have full commitment to the program, and they are within 3 years of completing their doctoral degree. If you remember, ASFI vision is to raise the next generation. So we are focusing on those who have the abilities, who are still young, who can be trained, who can grow. And so for males, they must be 40 years or below, and for females, they must not be more than 45 years for obvious reasons. Okay, no. So this is the way it works. Number 1, institutions delegate a representative. Once the advert comes out, delegate a representative to apply on behalf of the institution. This is important. I will tell you about that when I talk about what is happening next year. And then the institutional representative that has been delegated applies for the program. Okay? And then ASFI, we made the selections. ASFI is selecting institutions now, not individuals. Okay? We are selecting institutions. And once the selection is made, the institutions that have been selected will be informed, and the institutions will then nominate their 5 candidates. Okay? Once they are nominated, they return to us. Okay, this is our 5 candidates. Then we make sure that the institution commits to the program. So they sign a declaration and commitment. I will support this program. We will abide by the rules. Okay? We will provide opportunity for our candidates to participate fully in this program. We are monitoring it. Okay? So don't think, yeah. And then the candidates themselves that have been nominated by the institution also need to commit to follow this program. And we have the file of everyone. Many of them are here in this. We invited them to join this program to have a first-hand taste of what is happening at ASFI. And tomorrow we have reserved a time we want to hear from them. So the 510 program candidates who are here, we're happy to see you. We're happy to have you. We have sent information to volunteer to speak tomorrow. Please contact Dr. Ajibola if you want to give your reflection. You can see what is happening here. This is the way it is for the past 3 years. And it looks like it's becoming it's better and better. All thanks to our fantastic planning committees who are growing, developing innovative ways. And those are some of the things you will come to learn too, because many of us started from zero. And you can see we are growing. So please, we need volunteers to express. It doesn't take too much time to tell us how this program so far you have been around, reflection of how it has been for you. All right, so candidates commit themselves as well. The Mentee PAL program is this program we have developed. We have those who have been with us now, and we're having new people who want to integrate them. Many of those who have been with us have been trained, their capacity have been raised, and we thought this is one way for them to begin to have self-expression. So we are assigning a number of mentee the candidates, and we'll have existing ASFI members. We link them together for the existing ASFI members to support their growth, to understand the ASFI system, to support, inspire them, guide them. Yes, even though the Mentee PALs are not candidates in the program, they'll be involved in the output, the activities the candidates undergo. So if you understand what I mean, so we have for each candidate group, we have at least 3 Mentee PALs who have self-nominated themselves to be part of this journey. And so for the Mentee PALs and for the candidates, this would be a very exciting journey. And for those existing ASFI members who are here, you didn't nominate yourself, you will miss the first cohort next year. You will miss it, but going forward, please, this is an opportunity to self-develop. All right? So that is the Mentee PAL program. And I mentioned the institutional quintet program. And I would like to let you know that the ASFI 510 program, as I said earlier, target institutions, not individuals. All right? But we train individuals. The goal is to train them and we'll push them to their institutions to become center of influence, to be catalysts of what they have learned, whether you call it ASFI formula or whatever you call it, but to become a catalyst to their environment, to charge their environment with the ASFI spirit. And so the quintet is that the 5 candidates from each institution will form this collaborative group. Mind you, they come from different disciplines. And so they need to form, talk to each other, and then begin to shake their institutions with ideas of growth, of training, organize workshops, organize seminars, organize activities, join a club. We believe in this way, things will begin to take shape at every institution. So we call them change makers who elevate research, mentorship, and institutional capacity across Africa. So within each institution, you have this quintet, and we would like the quintets across institutions to also be talking to themselves and aligning with what we have been talking about today and this week, breaking boundaries. All right, so the quintets, they will form this group in the institutions. They will select a coordinator amongst them. The coordinator will be liaising with ASFI because we are going to be following that program. All right, coordinators across institutions, like I said, will form a coordinators quintet, a group. This program is not limited to that 1 year. We want it to catalyze going forward. All right, and they have a requirement that each institutional quintet will organize at least 2 events during that 1 year. All right, and in each of these, they involve ASFI in organizing that. If you want to learn more about this, you go to ASFI website. You can see the 510 program is there. You can see there. You have everything outlined there. But the edition of 2026, all right, let me talk about that. 2026 edition. We sent out this flyer and we invited applications and institutions applied. We had 116 institutions from 14 countries across Africa that applied to the program, which means somebody from an institution applied on behalf of their institution. All right. Well, whether all of them were delegated, no, it wasn't clear, but we got 116 applications. And then we take into account that institutions may drop or things may happen. We selected more than 50. We selected 63. We needed 50 coming from 12 countries. Of course, any DC, we have to see that they meet basic criteria we're looking for. And then out of the 63 that were selected, 26 confirmed their participation from 5 countries. And you may wonder why the number from 60 to 26, because we put stringent conditions. As I mentioned earlier, some people apply on behalf of their institutions and they wrote there, yes, my institution nominated me, but we wanted to be sure of that because you have somebody who say, well, I'm a master's student in this institution and a big institution nominated a master's student to apply on the behalf. So we put a condition, your institution has been selected, please, now you need to nominate your 5 candidates. We have a form they fill, but not just filling the form. We wanted them that the head of the institution, it may be your vice chancellor, it may be whoever, should write a letter to us listing the 5 candidates with a letterhead that they are the ones nominating. So once we gave that condition, the number moved from 63 to 26. And we were right because we don't want institutions who will come and participate without being committed. And we don't want people to fill in, and when we say, okay, fill in the numbers, the candidate, and they are filling their friends, right? And then eventually we have 119 candidates that are participating in this program coming from 5 African countries, and we have 35 mentee powers assigned to them. And they are coming from these countries, all right? Coming from 6 countries, not 5. All right, so this is where it is distributed, and this is also based on the response we got from each country. So you may see Nigeria having 18 institutions, so, and Tanzania 1. It depended on the response we got from them. And the sweetest part of this is that it is all free. All this we are doing is all free. We see it as our contribution to building Africa. So in summary, the ASFI 510 program is an institutional capacity building initiative that strengthens Africa's research ecosystems by developing clusters of emerging research leaders, targeting institutions. It provides, I would say, up to 250 early career researchers annually with free virtual training in research methods, writing, grant writing, and so on and so forth. Emphasizing gender diversity, peer accountability, and interdisciplinary teamwork. The program integrates structured mentorship and cross-institutional engagement through 4 strategic pillars: ASFI aims to transform Africa's research landscape and advance scientific excellence across Africa. All right. Thank you, our anchor. I ended here, and I think I used my time well. Thank you.
You have actually used your time, Prof. I was wondering, Prof, you might want to get to the on the dot. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you for stepping at the right time. So, Dr. Kezia, please come and tell us what you need to do next regarding the oral abstracts. Then we can go forward from there. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Jerry, and thank you, Professor Bright. Welcome, everybody. This is the oral abstract session 2, and I welcome you all the presenters. Please get ready. You're welcome, and please remember to go to your respective rooms and be able to present timely. Remember, your presentation should be according to the allocated time. And in the rooms, you have moderators and rapporteurs that will be operating in the sessions. So without further ado, may I welcome you all and all the best.
All right, Dr. Kezia, just to add the fact that this will run from now until 12 noon. 12 noon. Yeah, you can see the time. So from 12 noon until 12:30 GMT, please, we'll have lunch. So you go to lunch from here, and then we will see you at 12:30 GMT back in the house. The rooms are open now, so you can choose the room you would want to visit. There are 8 rooms because there are 8 breakout abstract sessions. So see you after lunch or meet you in the rooms.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All the best, everyone.
Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back from your lunch break. I trust you have indeed taken some few minutes of rest. We're going to launch out into our bootcamp group project. So I'm going to invite Dr. Uchechi, please, so that she will guide us through the processes, what we need to do, how many hours we'll spend, and what next will happen. So Dr. Uchechi, are you on board to give us direction and directive on what to do as we sink into action? I'm sure many people are coming back. I see people are coming back, but I think we can just get started. Dr. Uchechi, are you here? Dr. Edna?
Dr. Kwabai, I don't think she's here. From what I see from the timetable, I think the groups need to continue from where they stopped yesterday.
That's right.
And then today they have much more longer time to prepare their project. So we are returning at 3:45 p.m. So more than 3 hours, I think.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So the goal will be that they get their things ready at their presentations. I think Dr. Eunice, is that the case? Please, you can speak.
Yes, Prof. That's the case. They started working yesterday, so they will continue with their group dynamics. And I just wanted to remind everybody that as they are working, they should remember all what the facilitator told us about policy briefing, the difference between problem intervention and actual policy brief, and so on and so forth. So we should have that talk in mind as we are working. So I think it's time for us to go to our breakout session for the boot camp. Thank you very much, Brian.
All right, so I have created the 5 groups, and I will allow everyone to join their group.
Yeah.
If you do not know your group, the first thing you should do is add your group number to your name so that it's easy for us to send you. Or you send a text on the chat box which group you were yesterday.
Yeah.
So please, you can join the rooms now. Your room is open.
Please kindly maintain your rooms.
Yeah. So I think yesterday a lot of people created WhatsApp platform. So if you have forgotten the number of your room, you could go to your WhatsApp and see the platform created. Then you can just come back and pop into the right platform. Because I continued from where you stopped yesterday. So it's better to continue from where the group you entered. Thank you.
All right, welcome everyone. I hope everyone is back here. So we will be concluding. I just want to mention this. Can I get a signal that you are here? Can I get a signal? I think we have quite a few people here.
Yes, we hear you.
Yes. All right. So this is important because tomorrow we are going to be viewing the posters. We have gone through the oral abstract presentation yesterday and today. Tomorrow will be the posters. Or the posters, we need to take some steps. I mentioned this yesterday. The posters will be viewed in ASFI Meet. That is our poster viewing deck. But before you get to ASFI Meet, you need to register with ASFI Scholar first. You need to register with ASFI Scholar first. So if you have not registered with ASFI Scholar, the link is here. So you register with ASFI Scholar, create your profile, and then tomorrow we are going to give you the link to go to ASFI Meet. ASFI Meet and ASFI Scholar communicate. So if you're not registered in ASFI Scholar, you probably not be able to go to ASFI Meet. So please take your time to do that before tomorrow. And then tomorrow we will guide you on how to go about the poster viewing tomorrow. Right? Then the second thing is that the project you have been working on now will be presented tomorrow. The 5 groups will present their projects tomorrow between 11 and 11:30 in the morning. So it means that we have reduced the poster viewing time. We initially put 1.5 hours, but we have reduced it to 1 hour tomorrow. So the poster viewing will be 10 to 11, and then we'll return to the main room to have the project presentation. It's important to have the project presentation at this time so that the committee will have time to make the evaluations before the announcement of the winning groups after lunch. All right, so please take note of this information. All right, yes, Emma, I hand over to you. I think you can summarize the day and then tell us the next.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. Bright. I am sure that everyone here is enjoying the time in the second day of the conference and enjoying collaboration and working with each other like me and excited for tomorrow. Kindly, we ask you to fill in the evaluation form. It will not take more than 5 minutes, but it will be critically in our improvement for the fourth conference and bootcamp. Today's conference started by greetings and opening by Prof. Bright and the conference planning committee, followed by ice-breaking session and quizzes anchored by Jerry and Prof. Bright. And the session was very engaging and testing for information about ASFI. And I think every one of you now know more info about ASFI. Then we had the second keynote speech. The speaker was Prof. Fatai Arimo, who spoke about the importance of collaboration, science and research collaboration, and the importance of engaging and connecting home and diaspora. And Prof. Bright said it is not necessary to be residing in your home country to work for advancing and development of it. So the diaspora engagement in Africa's development is crucial point. After that, we had the session introducing the 5-10 program. It is a flagship program. This program is institutional, collaborative, hands-on capacity building project involving institutions from different African countries. It is involving mentoring and long-term follow-up, at least 1 year, the whole program, but it is vision for a long term. It also involves the continent collaboration and presentation and engaging in activities. After that, we had the oral presentation session, and I go through different rooms. I see presenters performed great action, presenting interesting research in Africa. And after that, we go to the bootcamp project, and I see the excitement. It is a healthy competition to win the ASFI Bootcamp Project Award, and also healthy competition to get outcome from collaboration through these 3 days of the conference and to get something affecting the policies in Africa. I am sure all of you is excited to attend tomorrow, and we are looking forward to see you all. Please don't miss tomorrow. Tomorrow is contain a huge amount of excitement and social activities. Finally, I will take only 1 minute to respond to some of you who are new to ASFI family, who asked about how to get engaged in ASFI activities. There are many opportunities. For example, if you are ASFI member, you have the opportunity to participate in organizing the conference. Like here you see, you can participate in different conference committees. And you can also engage in the senior and junior assemblies, and also you can suggest programs or engage or organize programs. You have the capacity to be involved in reviewing and also joining the editorial board of ASFI RG. You have the opportunity to participate in research collaboration groups, which in line with the seminars. You can involved in the matched mentoring program. There are many opportunities. Those who asked about the General Assembly leadership, it is a tire. The tire started in 2025, just started. We will have a call in 2027, late 2027. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you very much, Emma. Before we go, colleagues, yeah, some of this information will be repeated tomorrow. This is a conference. After the conference, we go back to our routine programs. So if you really want to get engaged, so please participate in our programs. Some of the announcements, some of the opportunities come up during those programs. So tomorrow, colleagues, we have had fantastic 2 days. Tomorrow would be the conclusion, and it's always a beautiful day because it's the climax of all that we have done, or the effort we have put in these 3 days. So the bootcamp group project presentation will happen, and several other presentations. The poster session will happen as well. And then we'll have the opportunity to hear from the 510 program 2026 candidates. Please, as we have said, we would like you to volunteer to give reflection of the journey we have had so far and your experience of ASFI. So yeah, let's go home, rest, and then prepare for tomorrow. Thank you very much, colleagues, for today. I think we have had a wonderful day. And
Can we have photo?
We can do that tomorrow, Eman. I know you like photos so much, but tomorrow we can take time to take the photo. But let me give people opportunity to unmute themselves if you want to speak. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
coordinators.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hectic 2 days of conferencing.
Thank you very much.
And no one is tired.
I am tired.
No, Prof, I can see your face, you're not. You're
I'm
ready for
tired.
tomorrow.
I'm tired. So tomorrow, yeah.